Jumping pixels in the neon night. A dabble here, a dabble there, it feels so right. Annie's got the joystick leading the fight. Level up, laugh till the morning light. Warped on Wednesdays, press start to play. It's a dabble in chaos, a game buffet. Dabble one up, don't delay. Warped on Wednesdays, it's the highlight of the day. Control yourself, no rage quitting here. With Annie's jokes, the lag disappears. Pixelated dreams, 8-bit cheer. Every Wednesday night, the fun is clear. From Mario's pipes to a portal's twist, it's a gaming galaxy you won't wanna miss. Warped on Wednesdays, press start to play. It's a dabble in chaos, a game buffet. Dabble one up, don't delay. Warped on Wednesdays, it's the highlight of the day. Coins are clinking, hearts are sinking, and it's quick wit has us thinking. A dabble dash, a power of dash, warping through worlds in a pixel flash.
Well, welcome back to the Warp Zone, Annie's weekly roundup where me, Annie, wrap up my week, tell you what I've been up to, and what I plan on getting up to. As usual, I have my producer, Spurgsnake. How you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm doing well. Just came from hanging out with our buddy Lou the Monster, Lou the God. He changes his name from time to time.
I guess it's depending on how confident he's feeling about himself.
Very good point.
Yeah. But I haven't seen Belly Bros yet. Would you want to tell me a little bit about the show and anyone that is unfamiliar?
Oh, you're so sweet. It is the Belly Bros, yes. Lou has a belly, Big Kahuna has a belly, and American Cupcake has a belly. It is well, I guess you would call it a clip show. You know, they play clips, go over some things. We tried to go over some things today. We talked a little bit about Stuttering John. It got derailed, and we started talking about something completely different. And then we tried to talk a little bit about Joey, and then it got derailed yet again. We started talking about the Fallout TV show, and I was recommended a movie to watch, The Rip. You know that. And then Kahuna recommended a television show called Yellowstone.
I've heard
And
good things about
Landman.
Yellowstone.
That's where we got derailed. Everybody was in the chat saying good things. So there's a lot of stuff for me to catch up on now.
Well, thank you for that. And you can catch Lou the Monster / God on Spurgsnake's channel, also on Aiel Ogier in audiobooks, which is what we do on Tuesday mornings. I guess I start my week, end my week sort of on Wednesday. So Tuesday is like the last day of my week. So I wake up, do the audiobook podcast, and if I can, I'll try to catch Who Are These Broadcasters. But usually I miss most of the shows that go live on Tuesday because I spend my Tuesday to myself, and then my real life friend comes over and we usually watch a movie, which is why a sort of, not movie review, but my thoughts on a movie segment has become reoccurring on the show, which will come up in a little bit when we have more people on the show to talk about. I watched The Last Voyage of the Demeter and Office Space for the first time. So I'm watching stuff that is like newish and stuff that I haven't seen, and also stuff that is like, wait, how the fuck haven't you seen that before? I'm like, I don't know, I just never got around to watching The Godfather yet, okay?
That was one for me specifically, was The Godfather. People kept, you should watch that, and I just never did. And when I finally did, I was like, okay, I get it. You're right, I get it.
Speaking of the guests that we have on the show, we are going to bring in Dylan from somewhere. He has to get out of here at 11 o'clock Eastern, so I wanted to bring him on so he can hop in before he has to go do real life stuff.
Thanks for having me for fake life stuff. I prefer this much more.
Yeah, this is a much more fun place, at least in my opinion. This right here, this is my most comfortable area.
I still need to finish The Chair Factory. That's one, in talking of things we've watched recently, that I was waiting for it to finish up when it was coming out week by week. They have a nice cliffhanger. Tim Robinson, his comedy is still there, but it's very slight. The eeriness is dialed all the way up.
I know that you also cover somebody that has a factory over on
Oh
TikTok.
yes, Tina. Tina and her engine factory. We've been covering her for months, maybe even a year now. So there are a lot of oddballs that I come across, and she's starting to get a little more traction with her engine factory. Maybe she can buy another factory on the other side of town.
Now, does she actually have an English impediment, or does she just do that on purpose? It's purposeful, right?
She is not. She's Japanese. She's in Japan. These engine warehouses that they've translated over into factory, you can tell when she's reading the words. She doesn't know what to do with the e at the end of the words. They don't have silent words so much in the Japanese language, so she's pretty good. Just she knows how to read English, but anything that ends like dodge, daji, daju, she doesn't know what to do. She has a certain understanding of what she's saying, but not a full grasp.
I really like her songs, and I will say, I agree. I don't think it's a factory. It is more like a pile of shit on the floor of a airplane hangar. That's kind of really what it is.
Airplane hangars can be warehouses.
Yes, but what I consider a warehouse is like shelves and organizing. All the clips I've seen of her, it's just, here's a pile of shit. Here's a pile of shit. There's a pile of shit over there. You want some shit?
See, you're calling them shit, but they're engines in her warehouse.
I don't know that.
They have. I'm gonna have to look one up. I don't have it on hand. I just have some food shenanigans on hand, so we can get to the end of this debate that Tina is selling used engines in her warehouse, but for the dialect of Japanese, it's interchangeable with factory.
Factory. That's too many. It's too many syllables.
I don't know why she throws that extra syllable in there, but she does it factory.
It's too good. I enjoy it so much.
All right, so a couple of the topics I want to hit, just two quick ones, since I know that you have to leave for work. Have you gotten a big tip at work? Because recently, somebody came in to like load their cards, which is a service that my store offers, and they hand the cash over, and if there's a fee, they also hand over the fee. Well, the guy was wanting to do like several $100s, and we usually limit it at. The store says $1,999, but the computer kind of limits it at 2 transactions of 500 before it's like, yeah, come back later. So he wanted to load repeatedly.
24 hours.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily 24 hours. It's usually 30 minutes, but not everybody wants to wait that long, so they just don't come back. So I don't know the exact time on it. But he was loading his card, and then like he would hand me all the money to load 500, and then he would just hand me some extra money, and I was just like, there's no fee to load that card. We're partnered with them. And he's like, that's for you. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. Because I immediately was like, no, it's not, because he put a $20 bill on the table. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. And then he went to go load his next one and sat down 2 5s, and then went to go load the next one, which it declined, and sat down another 3 5s. So he sat down $35 on the counter, and then I handed him his money back that it wouldn't load, and then I handed him the pile of money. He's like, no, that's for you. I'm like, all right, God bless. And I just immediately put it in my pocket, didn't argue with him. I was like, all right, cool. Are you sure?
This is an
I had to ask. He's like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right, have a great day. logged my computer off, and immediately started walking away, so he couldn't change his mind.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm usually back of house. This is a new one for me, where you're getting tipped for helping him get his money. Yeah, let's call it his money. As far as we know.
Right, that's what I was saying. Why are you so willing to give away this pile of extra money? Look, I don't know, man. I just work here, and I never get tips like that. That's maybe like a $1 or whatever. So I was not going to turn this down. It was so much, and I was so like, what? Okay, that I had to go give some to my coworker. I was like, here you go. And she's like, what's this for? I was like, that guy just gave me a fat ass tip, and you work hard too, so here you go.
Fr-
Nice.
From that pile of money that was definitely his to begin with. Let's not ask questions, just move.
Yeah, it definitely confused me. Have you ever gotten a tip like anywhere near that large?
Being front of house so little, just getting a tip in general, no, nothing stands out as like a big old tip.
Yeah, I felt like awkward about it, but I ate good the next 2 days. You know, I didn't have to pay for my food basically. Right next to my job, there is a pub that opened up, and they have really good food, which is why I started going there, and cheap drinks, which is why I keep going there. And I'm in there so
I love the
often that
happy hours.
they usually give me a discount on the food. They don't give discount on drinks, but whatever. They usually give me a discount on drinks or on food, and then sometimes they'll just give me a free drink. And then the last time I was in there, the owner, I guess the current owner of, well, she's the general manager. Some guy owns it. She runs it. Anyway, she
The
was
owner is
there.
in another state. He collects.
Yeah, I don't know what his deal is, but I've never seen or heard of him. He's just some guy. The boss is in there, and you know, I got my food or whatever, and she, as I was leaving, hands me this maroon bundle of fabric, and I'm like, "What is this?" And she's like, "Well, thanks for coming in." And I was like, I'm already walking out the door. I'm not going to stop here and look at whatever you handed me. So I just went home, and then it turns out it's a Yingling shirt. It's not necessarily branded with the bar, as far as I can tell. I mean, maybe there's something on the back. I haven't looked,
Oh, that's
but like,
yeah, that's like beer rep stuff. I used to love getting some overflow of some beer rep stuff. So like how women who volunteer and work at animal shelters have the maximum amount of puppies they can have. All those bar workers have about the maximum amount of neon lights and all that fun stuff that they can handle. So when they can give it to a buddy, all right, this is a nice looking shirt. Give it not just. I actually did like the Coors Light shirt that looked exactly like the can. I got it. It was the gray shirt with the logo. Just it was the can in shirt form.
there's something visually appealing about the beer shirts. Their logos and stuff are scientifically pleasing. So whenever you slap it on a shirt, you're just like, sure, looks good. At first glance, if you don't know this is a beer, you might be like, is that an American Eagle? No, never mind. So it
And
was
I
just
did
weird
bring
that
up
my pub owner decided to give me a shirt. I was like, oh, thanks. I guess I'm officially a regular if you're giving me merchandise.
Oh yeah, you're getting like the barfly bonus. I've thought about that before. Like getting, you've seen it at coffee and tea shops. You get a little check mark. You get your little punch card. You've gotten enough visual punch cards from the staff and the general manager that you've gotten yourself a shirt. Here's a new punch card. You'll get a neon light possibly next time. Actually, just start talking about your favorite neon light that you want to hang in the house if you have space. When they get a new one in, here you go.
You gave me the opportunity to transition perfectly into how much I hate those punch card things, because my mother gave me a gift card to a local coffee shop, 2 different ones. And the problem is I work second shift / third. I mean, it doesn't really have a third. We close at 9. So like I work the closing shift, and everywhere here closes right as I get off work. So how the fuck am I going to go get coffee at this place ever? Unless I get up now and go. Like, it really annoys me that now I have like a form of currency that is difficult for me to spend. Now, I really appreciate it because when I want that coffee, it'll be nice to have that gift card for it or whatever. Great. But I have to go during the times it's open. And it really, really irritates me because it's not the first time this has happened. A couple years ago, somebody gave me a Panera gift card, and there's not a Panera in my town or within a 10-mile radius. I have to drive like a whole county over to go to a Panera. So this $15 gift card was just burning an imaginary hole in my digital pocket for 2 years until I decided to go visit my sister at work who worked at Panera at the time. And I was like, can I redeem this? He's like, sure you don't want some free food? I'm like, no, I really need to get rid of this card.
Yeah, no
I've
kidding.
got I've got a couple grocery store cards like that I just found in the back of my wallet. I need to go to Weiss and spend, I don't know, maybe there's $10 on there. Maybe there's $1.50. Who knows?
Well, since I got out my gripe, I'm going to get somebody else in here to get out her gripe. We have the lovely Dee Dee on to discuss her disgusts.
Hey, everybody. How are you all?
It's great to have you back on.
Hello.
Sorry we missed last week. I just wasn't feeling it, but I'm glad to have you this week.
Glad to be here, Annie. Thank you for inviting me. How are you doing, Dylan?
Doing pretty good. Looking forward to hearing what's up with you. And then I do have that engine factory ready to go to
Oh, I
show
can't
you
wait.
once we hear what happened in your week.
Okay. Well, my week was pretty uneventful aside from I'm disgusted because people keep asking me what's going on with like me and Ava. Like we have some kind of beef and I didn't know we had beef, but if we do have beef,
I thought you two were dating.
Oh, well, it would be nice if she even asked me on a date first. But like seriously, I got 2 strange messages saying, "What's going on with you and Ava?" And I'm like, nothing. And then I actually saw one of like a friend from, the podcasts, and he was like, "So what's going on with you and Ava?" And I'm like, nothing. So I would like to know what's going on with me and Ava. If anybody knows.
Yeah, it does
Have you
sound
even
like-
talked to her?
Never. I've been on one podcast with her. We said hi, and it was like for maybe 5 minutes, and that was it. So I would love to know what the beef is.
Sounds like people saw sparks flying between you. Like Annie thought it was romantic because it's what's going on
Really?
between you. That it could be that once they just saw you and Ava together, the chemistry was just so magic that they cannot wait to see you out on a first date together.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Go to bed super early, and Ava goes on like I guess all like the real late shows, so I miss everything. So I don't know. Maybe there is something there. I'm gonna have to see
She
it. I think
is a
tonight.
creature of the night.
Okay, so I think tonight she and I are both going to be on with Husey. So we'll see
Ooh.
if there's like a spark. I don't know. I can tell you this much. I sent Annie a message this morning. I was in my feels and I needed like girl talk. And I was like, "Did you even see it, Annie?"
No, I do not have X notifications on. I strictly have them all off
Okay.
on all things. So nothing can
It's
tell
alright.
nothing can tell me to log on to Twitter or incentivize me to. I have to click the button and then go on there on purpose. So
I got you.
I already spend enough time on there as it is. After the show, I'll be
Okay.
happy to check out the message though.
It's all right though.
I
It's
logged
not
on,
that
sent you
serious.
the link, and then immediately closed the tab.
But let me ask you a question. When you say things like, "I got a huge tip," like, don't you worry people are gonna like clip that?
No, that's
and make
funny.
it, like, take it out of context and like, it was the biggest tip I ever got. Like,
No,
heard the way you
because
were saying it,
because
Annie. I
comedy
thought-
is it supersedes most things, and even if you're using it to be like an insult and like call me a fag, that's fine because A, it's true, and B, that was funny.
Okay, I was just making sure. I just thought you were making an innuendo.
No, I was talking about a guy giving me an inordinate amount of money for a task that I do every day, all day.
Damn it, I thought you got a big tip. I was like,
I did. It was
"Girl."
$35. That was pretty big. Wait,
Next.
why would I be asking Dylan if he gets big tips at work? What do you think Dylan
I
does?
don't know what everybody likes.
What do you think Dylan does?
I am not the
according-
man inside the glory
Stripper?
hole hot dog reviews. No, that's not me.
Different
From
Dylan.
last night, I'm guessing you would
Ooh.
like to be a male escort, right?
I did learn the chops from Chris Elliott last night of how to be a male
Mm.
escort. The idea is not to scream in the old woman's face when you realize it's not her daughter that you're taking out.
Tuesday
Oh my
nights are
God.
fantastic over on Dylan's channel. After the YouTube segment, we go over on Rumble and watch Tales from the Crypt or Chris Elliott's Get a Life sitcom, which I'd never even heard of or seen, and I wasn't even really familiar with Chris Elliott until I started watching it over there, and it is fantastic. Same with any sitcom. Some episodes are like, that was fine. But
Mhm.
some of them are so good. And especially the
Oh.
endings, because the show is like, it's cartoonish in its sitcomery, whereas some sitcoms are like you can't have a character die and then just come back the next episode because then
Oh,
people are
no.
going to ask
Yes, you
why
can.
are they going to die. So this one sometimes Chris will just die at the end. He'll just get hit by a boulder and just and crush and just dead. And it's like that's how he rolled the credits.
That's what happened. That's what.
Well, the one where he got shot in the stomach, he only had a huge gaping wound at the end of the episode, so he may or may not have died in that one.
Does he come back the next episode with like a big hole in his stomach, but still just continues to live?
No, we're in a
Never
different universe with a
mentioned.
different Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, he's never mentioned that he was crushed. Never mentioned that he just
love
starved
it.
to death outside the big city.
Didn't one episode he die because he starved to death after being piled with garbage that he asked people to pile him with?
Did he die at the end of the garbage episode? I need to watch that one again.
I thought he
that was
did.
the whole point of the episode was that he wanted a world record, so I can have the most things piled on top of me. Hooray! That might have been the first one where he died. How do I get out?
And it was great because he decided that he wanted to do like a fundraiser and make money on it. So he's like, come on in, $1 per item. So people were bringing in like tractors and fridges and shit. And it's like, it really should have been $1 per pound, shouldn't it?
Oh my God. Imagine that. I can't stand stuff. Don't get me started. You know my motto. Less is more.
Oh, then you would be.
I
perfect for that.
decorated my
Any extra-
wall.
I know,
any
it looks so
extra stuff,
great.
Bring it over.
You want
You
to
have a
see
nice
what it
little
is?
border around your head. Is that family pictures?
This is Vincent John laughing. Better times were had. That's me and Grandpa. That's my roll dog. And that's Lazy Law. That's me.
Ooh. What is Judy's Law channel name?
AA Legal Focus.
What is
I
that,
think
Alcohol
it's-
Anonymous?
it should be the way she's handling this. She's doing so good. She handles things very well because I wouldn't.
That's like an old school name, trying to get at the front of the phone book with AA Law.
That's smart. Oh gosh, you see they're all
AAA
just so
plumbing.
smart. That too.
So many A plus and triple A's.
I can't think that
You th-
fast. I'm trying to think of something with 2 A's. That's funny. It's not working.
You
Your
thought you
brain
were going to
don't
be
work
the
like that.
first one in the phone book with an A plus, huh? Triple A plus. Haha, we're first.
Wonder if you do AA0 or AA1, what comes first?
I guess if you coded it right, it should be 0.
Okay. See? It's nerd shit.
I mean, I get
Talking phone book meta.
yeah, right.
Based.
Can we talk about the legend in the old atlas, the Rand McNally next?
I'm
yes,
sorry.
We can. The legend.
The baseball player?
Rand McNally was a paper atlas before the atlas was here in the phone with the camera and all of our other devices.
Gosh.
We
Speaking
we
of,
as a
okay, go
family
ahead.
had a really nice atlas. It was like a leather bound atlas, and it had it had the whole country, it had the extracurricular states, Hawaii, Alaska, so it had maps of that. And then well, yeah, I mean they're not they're not home states.
They're
They're
just for
they're
fun.
they're bonus states,
Okay. It's usually called non-continental, right?
I know. But they're
Oh,
non-curricular,
everything. Sorry.
Sure. No,
Sorry.
no. I definitely fucked it up. You can call me out and be like,
I
Annie, you
like
fucked that
being
word up.
Smart once in a while, can I? Yeah,
It's
sometimes cunt isn't fun.
I
all
was
the
wrong.
Time. Thank you, Annie.
I
Yeah,
said the
Way to
wrong
cover
word.
up your smarts. When you have your smarts out, then we really appreciate your intelligence.
Sorry.
And the state, it also had the states in it. And for some important states like Illinois or New York, the really big cities would also have a map in that. So it was a thick atlas. And one vacation, we left it at a motel, unfortunately. And it was really
Aw.
sad because aside from some firearms that my dad decided to leave to me, which can't anymore because of shenanigans, that atlas is something I really wanted as like an heirloom. Because I remember every vacation we were going with, looking in through the atlas and being like,
Aw.
where are we at? A part of my love of maps came from that atlas, and it's just gone now, unfortunately.
You a love of maps. Annie, do you know something? Geography is like so difficult for me. I would love for you to show me like a globe and just like tell me where you've been and cool things.
I'm the Earth map isn't necessarily my fascination. It's just the art of map making and cartography. I really like how somebody can like take a top-down picture in their mind and then tell you where everything is based on measurements that they're like, okay, well, this little thing is that much.
Scientific data.
It's so fascinating to me. And when I was a kid, there was two like careers that I wanted to do, whatever. It was
Mhm.
architect and a map maker. And I was like, I mean, you technically could do both of those. You could be
Really?
a cartographer who also does architecture, not necessarily exclusive. Never got into it because the amount of schooling and all that crap. And also, I'm lazy. So, I'm more fascinated with like video game maps. I really love video game maps. And when I get a bigger place, I want one of my rooms to just be like this with covered in crap, but video game maps. So I want the Grand Theft Auto map. I want from Legend of Zelda. I want the map from Mario, even though it's just 2D side-scrolling maps. Like you can just have a big long like a banner poster of every Mario
Okay.
level. Like I really like maps. It's one of my autistic things.
I love that for you, Annie. I love anybody that's passionate about something. So that's dope.
Well, we have somebody else here who is also very passionate about things. We have our news anchor, Jake Hudson, who's going to come on and bring us a topic. He has not told me what it is yet, so I'm very excited. And without further ado, hello, Jake.
There
Good
he is.
morning.
Good morning, Andy.
Hey, Jake.
We got the biggest news in the Devilverse was broke last night. Cardiff will not be at Vegas. Will
What?
be at Hackmania.
What?
Cardiff will not be at Vegas.
What do you mean?
Cardiff is Okay.
He so on so last night on Tukey Soup, Ralph delivered the news that Cardiff will not be showing up at Hackmania. I did not.
Okay, so it's a
watch
bit,
it.
right?
No,
yeah,
no,
like
no, it's
I don't
not.
believe a word he says.
Okay, why is it not a bit?
No, Ralph. So Cardiff showed up on air to
Sure.
say,
But Cardiff
give a
is like
statement.
a joke.
Let him do the news.
Sorry,
Let him do
sorry.
the news.
And also, I think. By the way, I was listening to FK Mommy wanted to know why her and Alva are going at it.
Yeah.
Because I think that because you're friends with me, and Alva hates me now.
Oh, stop that, Jake.
That can't be true.
No. First of all, we don't use that 4-letter word.
Hate.
Exactly why would you repeat it then?
You want to make
Sorry.
sure?
So yeah,
But,
no, I'm sure Abba doesn't
but
H word you.
but the thing is, it's like I want to also comment on the $35 tip.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that was it during Christmas.
No, this is like 2 days ago.
Maybe Annie's just hot like that. And the guy who's into you.
Good one.
Hey, but hey, Andy. By the way, I did say something on my stream. I did say that you look better than Ava does. You're more conservative.
He
Thanks.
does tell me that when we are
Conservative
talking
look,
privately.
You don't you show up in a t-shirt.
Okay, yeah, fair.
And Ava shows up in a full outfit.
Well, to her credit, I don't have big meaty gazookas, so
Ooh.
But the thing is, I like someone better. I like someone like Annie more than I like Ava.
Okay,
Annie's
Jake.
more good looking in my book.
well, thank
because,
you.
I'm more of I'm like a nerd.
Aw, should I let the ladies out tonight when I'm with Ava though?
Make her jealous.
Oh,
But I
spike
Get off.
breasts.
I can't watch.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I hate to circle back, but so what? Cardiff played like
No, what he did, he went on air and did a statement saying. that
Okay.
he-
Can you
it's
tell me
like he-
like what the statement was? What did he say? Why is he pulling out?
I didn't even watch this thing. I just heard this. I just saw it because he posted on his Patreon that he wasn't. he announced on Tookie Soup that he is not going.
What is
to
it? More
have to
family
be-
problems? Is somebody else dying in his
don't know.
family? I mean,
I don't know.
hope
my
not, but-
goodness.
You gotta watch, but also
I gotta watch.
this-
You're the news guy. You're supposed to tell me. Come on.
Really depends on
but
this.
also the thing is, also Joey Catalano bought a storage unit.
A what? Joey who?
Joey Catalano or Joey C.
Crime Milano.
Crime
Oh my
Lafayette.
gosh. So Joey Catalano, everybody. Don't let
I
these
like
people fool
Cuccolano
you.
better.
Mm,
Oh
mm.
my
Sorry, I can't
gosh.
speak.
This is going to be our next president, people. Behave yourselves.
Right, like we don't make fun of
Oh.
Trump.
I don't.
Sure.
You know what? Hillary Clinton might be running in 2028.
And she might stand a chance because she doesn't have the 2 for 2 women slayer running against her. President Trump ran specifically to stop evil women from running the country. Now,
Evil women.
I'm not saying he's any better, but he did stop those women from being presidents.
One was
hey,
evil, one was
women's.
incompetent. Let's be honest.
hey, Dylan.
Can we not do politics, please?
I wasn't really.
Dylan, what's,
Yes, sir.
What was that? What was that speed dating show that you were watching?
Oh, I love that speed dating show. I cover it every episode. It was. I'd love to get if any of you guys in the Dabble verse have TikTok followers. I think you need 100 followers to get camera access. So I'm pretty sure Granny has it. I want Granny to get up
Wait,
there and
live
do some
streaming
speed
camera
dating.
access?
Live streaming camera access to TikTok. You need like 100 followers.
How hard
or
is it to get
something.
100 followers? Can't you do that in like 30 seconds after signing up?
It's it's not hard. If
I don't know
you
about
just
that.
Hey, but by the way, and also, by the way, I want to say that I hope everybody. We have a. So I want anybody that lives in the South. I hope everybody is staying safe because there's a winter storm showing up this weekend.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's hitting a lot of people coming up. That
Mhm.
winter storm.
I'm going to get a
batten
foot.
down the hatches.
My landlords just texted me. It's an automated text message thing being like, hey, cold weather or whatever, do these, standard things to help fight against the cold. I wanted to freak out and send them a long message being, when the fuck are you going to come and fix the weathering on my door? You're going to let me know it's going to be this cold and I still have an open maintenance ticket asking you to come fix the weather stripping on my fucking door so it's not just blowing cold air in my goddamn house.
I may work in property management.
So you're telling me you want me to keep your place warm, but I don't have a door. Sure.
Listen, there's some more pressing, important things we have to attend to. When
Like the
things that
pipes, which
come
I'm
up.
supposed to keep from freezing, which I can't do if you're
Okay,
just
we're
blowing
not
cold
doing
air.
this.
I am
This
doing
is my
this
lunch
because
break.
I've.
This is my lunch break.
You're allowed to come in here and get mad about things, but I can't.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
I'm not doing this. You're not one of my tenants, and I'm not listening.
Yeah. By the way, and also, I also want. By the way, I also want to say that By the way, I
Oh.
found a lot of good people because I found a lot of good-looking people because of this. I'll shut up.
I'm sorry. You're so cute, Jake. You're adorable. For
That girl Sam, remember that girl Sam that he had that Vince had this was on with?
Okay, we know, Sam. So pretty, Jake. You told me 7 times yesterday. I
Look at
get
that giggly
it.
face. Come on, we need to get
Jesus.
you. We need to get you on speed dating, like our buddy Rodney. And
Oh
Jay
my
Devil.
God, yes.
and
Let's get
Jason
Jake on there.
You would fit right in.
He would-
Do not do this to my boy.
Casanovas.
He would actually get some matches. Jake has some
I know he
charisma.
would. I know. That's why I'm afraid you guys are gonna.
Oh, you're
he's
afraid
be
you're gonna.
run off with some woman and forget about me.
Someone's gonna pay more attention. Got it.
Nobody talks to me as much as Jake. That's for sure.
I can respect that. No, I need somebody to pay attention to me. Don't get a girlfriend.
Please.
By the way, I just want to say, by the way, has anybody spoken to Little Lemmy?
I have a by the way too. By the way.
Uh oh.
No, I haven't. And what?
I haven't. My, by the way, is did OJ really storm off the other day?
All right, great.
What was
All right.
that about?
Cool. So,
'Cause I have
I've been speculating, and I think my definitive answer is it was something that he was actually mad about, that he actually did mishear, and then afterwards having an out was just like, whatever. He
OJ's also busy too.
sure
OJ's
he
also busy.
he texted Cardiff saying I need a break right now, which is totally understandable, and he's been kind of saying that lately anyway, especially with the John shit. So if he was using this as an out, that's one thing, but I don't think that's what it was. I think he thought Rocco said something that he shouldn't have, got mad, and then realized, oh, he didn't say that. Never mind. And then was like,
Rocco
whatever.
said something.
No, Rocco
Did you watch it?
Yes, Rocco said something about Nick, which was never the actual case. And Rocco was bringing.
No. That's not why he was mad.
I know. I'm trying to get all the words out so I can explain it for people that
okay,
aren't
I'm
watching or that didn't watch it.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So Rocco was talking about the fact that OJ did not come to the last Hackamania because Nick Rekieta was going to come, and OJ is anti-Nick Rekieta. He doesn't like Nick and his personality and his situation and the following of him and everything like that, which OJ has been public about. And whether or not that is a genuine dislike of Nick or it is OJ putting on dislike as a bit doesn't matter. That's how he felt about it and made it public as OJ the character. Rocco was just saying the reason he didn't come is because of Nick. OJ seemingly misheard and said, wait, why did you tell everybody I was sick? Which is the reason that OJ didn't go. And OJ himself has mentioned this before, like in passing comment or whatever. The reason he didn't go to last Hackamania is he was sick that time and he had some obligations to himself and his family to fulfill. So he just used, the drama of Nick or whatever, being like, well, whatever, I'm not going to say no, that's not the answer, because I'm not going to give out the real answer. He misheard what had happened on stream. Is like, why are you telling everybody I'm sick? And that was never said by Rocco on that stream. He said, you didn't go to Hackamania because of Nick. And he's like, why are you telling people I'm sick? That's not what I said.
That's not what I think he was mad about.
Hey, Annie, 13 minutes until the top of the hour.
Love you, Jake. You're
Thank
so
you.
Cute. Can I tell you why I think he was genuinely mad if you go back and watch it?
You can tell me what you think, but that is what happened on the stream.
I know the chain of the events, Annie, and I'm glad you laid it out for everyone. Now, can I tell you from just listening and having experienced being in person with OJ, he's very sensitive, and I'm not like very sensitive.
Of course.
And he did not respond well to Rocco when Rocco said, this is why we can't have women in the Dabbleverse. That's what pissed OJ off. Rocco referred to him as acting like a girl for complaining. That is specifically why he got mad at that moment.
I didn't realize your
Analysis.
Was that OJ is a baby.
That's the analysis I have come to. I've used all the facts, and that's what I have concluded.
So you're saying that OJ got mad because he thought Rocco was calling him a Barahawusa, and then instead of going after the thing he said or the thing that he thought he said, he went over something that completely didn't happen and was never brought up. So he was like, something I'm not mad about that I'm actually mad about. Blah. I get what you're saying, but that doesn't make sense, I don't think. I think OJ is not retarded. I think he just misheard something, which is very easy to do on a stream.
Go back and watch it, everyone.
I did.
Not you,
Oh.
everyone.
I thought I was part of everyone. I'm sorry. You're
sassy.
disqualifying me from so many things. I can't talk on my
Okay,
own
Eddie.
stream, and I'm not part of everyone.
You
Let's
have
do
the
it.
defense and the prosecution here. For
I thought it was
what he's
cool.
upset about.
I love you, Annie.
Yeah, consensus in the chat is we're both correct, and OJ has misheard something. What he misheard, guess is up for interpretation, but he brought up the fact that he was sick after hearing something that wasn't said. So I just...
he heard that Rocco said, "Oh, little lady, stop acting like a girl," and he was like, "Yeah, fuck you, man. I don't like that." And I saw him do that in person. It was quite comical, actually.
When did you meet OJ?
I met him up at DoubleCon 1, and it was right after Pissgate, and he showed up,
okay.
and we had a table, and we were all joyous. And when he sat down, and then the guy who peed on his stuff sat down, he said, "I'm not sitting here if he sits here." And I looked at him, and I was like, "Grow the fuck up." And he was like, "Sit." And he got up and left, and I didn't see him for the rest of the weekend. And I was like, okay.
You know, there's a reason his surname is Dumbfuck.
Exactly. Why are you sharing a room with someone named Dumbfuck and then surprised when he dumbfucks something up? Like,
Thank you for coming on, Jake. I saw you pop out. I'm sorry we didn't give you a chance to plug your stuff. Go follow Jake Hudson on YouTube, and if you want to support him, go to supertip.gg/HWO1.
Hudson World's Order for life.
I had 2 cosplays at that first DabbleCon. The first night I was the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar roast, there with the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar outfit, and I had a dog toy. The second day I was in my brother's suit, a very ill-fitting suit, and I had my sweater underneath in case I got cold, just like that famous DC trip that he had.
I don't remember you there. I'm so bad.
I was the only one cosplaying. Maybe
Did
there
you
was one other one.
autograph Carlos Danger's shirt?
I autographed someone's poster. I don't believe.
Okay.
No, I didn't autograph his shirt.
Oh, let me guess, Pat Dixon. Nobody asked me for my autograph now. This guy tried to tell me that nobody recognized me the other day.
I bought markers and specifically have already put them in my travel bag, so when I go to Hackmania, I can get. I don't
Get
care.
autographs?
I don't care about the performers' autographs because, as you can see, I have been to quite a few shows, and none of those posters have any signatures on them. Don't care about them. But I'd much rather have my friends and people that were at the event.
Yes, I also enjoy getting my yearbook signed. Like, that's what it is. Like, we were all here. Like, let's have something to commemorate it.
That sounds like innuendo at your class reunion. I got my yearbook signed by 3 guys.
Hell yeah.
No comment.
All right. Do either of you have something to bring up before you guys have to head out? I know you both said 11 o'clock, so I don't want to keep you.
Annie, no, I just want to make sure everybody knows Ava and I will be on Husey tonight.
And where can you find that?
Husey Entertainment.
Check out Husey Entertainment for a possible love connection, part 2.
Maybe I will go that way.
Now, I've seen a couple episodes of Husey's show, and what is his show?
You just need a translator. Just start there.
I understand Husey. I speak Husey. It's fine. Like,
Okay. I don't. So it's mostly me being like, huh?
I've had a couple moments like that. I've had Husey on 2 episodes of What's This Game, and both of them went really well. And like when he's on WATP, I think he does great. I'm a Husey fan.
I'm a fan.
I'm just wondering what is his show? Is it a hang show? Does he do like?
I think it's like a gossip show.
So you just hang out and talk about stuff?
Yeah, like we just catch up on stuff going on. And then they ask me a lot of questions that I don't want to answer.
I wonder
for some
why
reason-
Husey's never had me on his show.
I'll get to the bottom of that, Annie. You know me. I love poking the bear.
I'm sure we can arrange it. He's hours ahead of me in the future. So, I mean, morning for me is afternoon.
He's wide awake right now.
I'm just saying. Husey,
Drop the link.
what's going on, bro? Speaking of which, there is confirmed rumors now that he is coming to Hackmania. And both of these people are maybes.
Yes, I'm a yes.
You're a yes? Okay,
I'm a yes.
fantastic. Dylan's still heavily on the fence. He's riding it and
Yeah.
grinding it right there.
Grinding.
Yeah, I
the
haven't bought my
pen.
ticket, and I'll be in Vegas. I actually don't see myself purchasing a ticket to Hackmania.
No,
What
no.
if I buy you a
it's
ticket and just hand you one?
no,
Then
no,
you
no.
can't not go to the
Hold
show.
on. Well, no, hold on. American Cupcake might have an extra
Love
ticket,
American Cupcake.
honestly.
Ooh.
Well,
So
I was kind
you
of
could put that
thinking
together,
that.
really.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that might happen. Weeks and about a month out, people start dropping of like, fuck, I can't make it.
I got it.
Good deal.
So if
Just-
if Cupcake has one, sure. I've been talking about. I haven't bought my tickets to Vegas yet, but I'd like to go to Vegas, and that's a good reason to. Well, about several dozen or several hundred people I know online are there.
Can anybody, or if anybody wants to do like a couple's outfit matchers with me, let me know because I love playing matchers.
They're
and nobody
doing
ever
a
wants to
costume
match
contest in
me.
case you didn't remember.
I want to be a matcher with somebody. Like
Sure,
a
sure.
this and that. We could do Vince and John, or we can do like Spurg and Annie, like a set.
I think I could dress up as me. That sounds easy.
What? Yeah, I'll be me. That's great. I'll cosplay as myself.
I wanna do it. So somebody reach out. Let's play.
All right. Reach
Alicia
out
and
to Dee Dee on
Ferguson.
Twitter at Loophole Lady on Twitter
please.
or X, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna keep calling it Twitter because that's a cooler name.
And follow
it's more-
Loophole Lawyer.
I'm picturing Spurg Snake signing like deleted lists. You'll have just crumpled up
Amazon wish
wish list
at people's
that you can
wishes.
sign.
Just piled into like crinkled piles. That would be just terrible. Oh, can I see the factory?
Yes,
The
yes.
factory?
Yes.
Before we get out of here,
it's
this is the last thing I have.
this
Is
one.
we were talking about
Nope.
Tina's engine factory.
Yes.
So
This
here
one, nope.
is
That
here's
one.
one
Maybe?
from Tina's engine
Okay.
factory. Up some volume would definitely help us out here. Look how ready she is, and this is a warehouse. Sure, you see a pile of junk on the floor.
It's
I
a
see
pile of
product.
stuff on the floor.
And look, there's shelving on the walls. You said they didn't have shelving.
That looks to be stuff piled on stuff.
There's shelves. I can clearly see shelves separating the layers of stuff.
Hold on, let me full screen my screen because I just don't believe you.
In the background, there's totally.
I
Like,
still wouldn't
maybe-
call those shelves. It looks like a piece of plyboard in between two layers of junk.
A separator, more or less. Yeah.
Okay, the shelves might be
What's
made of
happening?
plywood.
I am insulting this lady's craft. That's what I'm doing.
Well, maybe her song will win you over.
Look at my engine, they are company. Very modest engines in my factory. If you are looking for them, you can tell me. I can help you find them. I'm waiting for you to come and take a look. Very modest engines in my factory. They are very company and low mileage. I hope you can take.
When she hits stuff like low mileage, that's she can read English better. She can write it better than she can read it. Low mileage. She doesn't know what the fuck to do with that silent E at the end.
And low mileage. I hope you can take a look.
Right, because in her language, all the E's have the same pronunciation. So she says, oh, I see E, I say E.
Low
Yes.
mileage. Yeah, the E isn't silent there.
And this is coming from a man from Michigan. Tim would know.
You can take a look.
Tim says, I wouldn't trust them junk engines.
But look at your selection. You can go in there, and sure, maybe there's some of them that are junk, but there's some of them that are just waiting for you to claim them from the factory.
Where else are you gonna get a
Okay.
Toyota or a Honda engine for
You're heading out?
38 cents?
Were you leaving or
That
did
is-
you have a question? I'm sorry. I saw you raise your hand. Hello?
I hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear
you.
anybody. Can you? It's a StreamYard issue.
Okay, StreamYard is
no,
doing it
this
again.
happened-
Me.
It did it last
Should
night.
I
have-
leave? Or should I go?
Go
Should
out
I
and then come back
stay?
in. Go out
Come
and then
back
come
in.
back in.
Did I do something?
Leave
wrong?
Back in.
and then come back.
No, it's StreamYard.
You can't hear us, so we can't tell her.
I sent it in the private chat, so I mean, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Tim.
Not here.
Even if StreamYard started to fuck up, you would still be able to hear it because I'm handling everything
I'm
outside of
gonna turn
StreamYard
up.
because fuck StreamYard.
Yeah, though this happened on the show the other night. Big W was on a show with me, and he started reading an article. Then he quit, and then I went to start reading the article, and then he picked it right back up while I was reading the article. It was perfect timing and very comical. But yes, this is StreamYard is. It's on them now. I know it for sure.
They were had minimal glitches for a good many years. Now they're starting to glitch out. Oh, they're updating the system. That's what it is. They were sitting on their laurels for too long and not doing any hardcore updates to the system. Now that you do hardcore updates to the system, there's some shock waves that happen now and then.
Yeah, right. Like you suddenly just don't have audio, which is the whole purpose of StreamYard is to be able to talk.
Audio, video, kind of A1 and A2 there, AB.
Okay, I'm glad you said 2 on the other one because I was like, as we proved from your show last night, you don't necessarily need even full video. A lot of your stream last night was still images, and it was still a good show, and you could get a lot of the context because you're decent at presenting your clips.
Excellent.
very good at
I'll
that.
have to go back and see how much spazzed out. Dang it. Spazzing out StreamYard. That's supposed to be me spazzing out. Spurging out.
That's our job. That's totally our job.
Spurg and Spaz. That's our show coming this fall.
She is heading out. Loophole Lady in the chat saying, sorry to all my fans. LOL, I have to run and will listen in. XOXO. Thanks, guys. See you tonight on Husey. Air quotes, fans. As I've said, we like you over here, so, whatever. For whatever that's worth.
And it's worth at least a couple of bucks.
Yes,
I don't
thank you
know
for
about
joining.
3, but definitely a couple.
Could you play the rest of the song for me? I do like this lady.
Sure. Let's play some more of.
Can have fun today. I'm waiting for you to come and take a day. Very modest engines in my factory. They are very company and Illuminati. I hope you
Illuminati.
can take a day.
That sounds like she's saying aluminum fucked up. When she says a low mileage. Illuminati.
Look how giddy she is.
Look at my engines, they are company. Very modest engines in my factory.
Oh, she doesn't know how to say various.
Very modest engines in my factory. If you are
Did you say very much? That sounded like...
I can have fun today. I'm waiting for you to come and take a day. Very modest
Does she own this building or is she just a
They are
face?
very company and
According to these commercials, she's the owner-operator. These commercials wouldn't lie to us.
You know
course
what?
not.
I think you're right. And just because of that, I will knock up her entire operation 1 point. So now instead of a 1 out of 10 operation, it's 2 out of 10.
they are very company and Illuminati. I hope you can take a day.
Look at the headspace in that building. Come on.
No kidding. That's why I said airplane hangar. It's huge.
They
How
are
many
Hello, my
engine could she
lady.
get in that factory?
Based on the levels, let's see. A 2-stack is 1.5 block high, so she can get another 2-stack on there. She can get another 3, maybe 4 stacks on there.
I think they're about as high as they can get without a risk of toppling over.
Right, because she doesn't have a real shelving unit.
Pallets are shelves in this factory.
I digress.
Sometimes pallets are beds, like we've seen with our buddy Jason on the speed dating. His bed is made of pallets.
Oh, shit. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. I'm not trying to knock up her operation. Oh, that building ain't got no heating. Right, exactly. That building is cold as fuck during most of the year. The rest of the year, it is unbearably hot in that room.
and that tin roof, every time that it rains, it sounds
Like it's
there are bullets
exploding.
raining down.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
You know it's super loud. That corrugated steel.
All right, I do have my heart out. I've got to start moving my way into town, and I need more hours. So yeah, I'm glad that you were able to make this work a couple of hours early.
Well, thank you for joining. In a future episode, I hope we can make it work again. Go follow Dylan from somewhere, both on Twitter and on YouTube. He does those TikTok reviews, speed dating, and like I said, if you follow him over on Rumble, you can watch some shows that you shouldn't watch on YouTube because YouTube will destroy your entire life. So that's why we do it on Rumble.
TikTok will destroy your entire
Sorry about the Irish goodbye. I closed the wrong tab.
life.
Obnoxiously loud. You're talking about me? Yeah, that checks out. Lou the God stopping in. Good morning, book club buddies, and Dylan, and chat. Thank you very much. And again, Dylan, thank you so much for joining. I will get in touch with you and see if you want to make it for the next episode.
Absolutely. Hope I can make it into next week. This is always a blast. Thanks for having me. Dylan from somewhere, YouTube, Rumble, and thank you, Spurg, for being there last night. Thanks for...
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me on the show. You really like me.
And now feel free to go away.
Oh. Love you, brother. Dude, he's covering some good stuff on TikTok. It is such a fun show to watch. If you're not over there watching it, you don't know what you're missing. mean,
I
it's a-
think she used speech to text. When is the next AEL, Ogle, Ears, and audiobooks?
next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
At 12:30? 12:30-ish?
That sounds about right.
15 maybe.
We'll see.
Somewhere in there.
So the last things I want to hit before we get out of here is the movie covering segment. As I mentioned, I watched The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which I will cover briefly first. It is a movie that is... Okay, I guess the movie is a snippet of the book Dracula. In the book Dracula, there is a part where the story takes place from the perspective of the captain's log of a boat traveling from X to London, where they are transporting Dracula in a box, basically. And the whole movie takes place of that story. And for what it is, I thought it was fantastic. I liked it. The whole movie takes place on the boat, and because of that, you have a lot of close quarters, and you get a lot more time to learn the characters instead of like what's going on in the situation, because there's not a whole lot to learn in that. So, saying that, my gripe on that is you don't actually learn a whole lot about anybody on the crew. Like, the captain you learn a little bit about, and his grandson, and then the main character. Everyone else on the boat is just basically got a name and then like an accent, and that's their character. Which is unfortunate because their whole purpose basically is just to get killed. You know, they're just fodder for the enemy in the movie.
Yeah, fridge fodder.
Yeah, and they just they don't serve a lot of narrative purpose. Like the one guy doesn't trust the new crew. Oh, cool, great. That's his whole character. So in that perspective, it's a little weak, but it isn't about character developing in that. Like I said, it's about the Dracula killing everybody on the boat because he needs to sustain himself on that journey. Now, something I didn't know and I don't like is I've never read Dracula, and I was not aware of the fact that Dracula is a cocksucker troll. I didn't realize that.
Huh.
And that's so unamusing. Like, one of the guys is running from him, and he says, "Please no," which is, you know, like something you yell when you want somebody to stop hurting you and shit or whatever. And Dracula starts like climbing up the ladder after him, which is a troll in itself because we know he can fly. So he starts like climbing up the rope ladder and then, please no, making fun of him. Like, wait, hold on. You're gonna mimic me before I die? You know what? I'm just gonna jump into the water. Bye. Fuck you. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm not gonna be trolled as you're gonna kill me. That's not happening. Screw you. At the end of the movie, the character is like in a scuffle with him, and he's like, "I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid." And he's like, "You will be." Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, can you just be like a vampire or just be like a monster? Can you not just be like a gross troll man? Like I lost interest in taking him seriously because I'm like, wait, so why is he doing any of this? Is it just amusement? That's the whole purpose of any of this? He's just a bastard? Okay. Sure. That's not a good villain. I'm evil cuz. Haha, it's fun. I'm like, okay, sure. You don't have any reason you became evil. Maybe I need to go read the book and, whatever. He's like a sorcerer and dark magic and shit. I'm just saying, when your villain is YouTubers' interpretation of the Joker, not a good villain. That's
I
my
like that criticism.
I don't need him mimicking me before he kills me. Just be a super powerful demon sorcerer. Just kill me. Kill me in the most brutal way possible. Rip all my skin off and make a new sail out of my skin. Fine, do it while I'm alive. Do it while I'm alive. Make it even worse. But don't make fun of me before you kill me. That's rude.
I think that is supposed to be some sort of comic relief in that, but it does sound like it is a strictly murder movie.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be funny. He's supposed to be like creepy and terrifying. But the guy's running away, please no, and he's, please no.
I have that problem with villainy across the board as of recent, of every cool supervillain being humanized and everybody thinking that these villains are cool now. Like the Joker didn't outshine Batman when I was a kid. Now the Joker hands down outshines Batman.
Yeah.
Darth Vader did kind of outshine the entire. He's like the best thing about Star Wars is Darth Vader, even though he's Hitler-esque. So like to hear this, like they're making a little bit of comic relief on Nosferatu, aka Dracula.
It's I also learned it's the other way around. Dracula's the original, and then some guy made a non-legal spin-off adaptation called Nosferatu, which is apparently where vampires get their sun weakness. Dracula does not explode and die to sun. Nosferatu does. But since they're the same guy, they're just like, okay, well, Dracula's weak to sun, right? It's like, no, that was a Nosferatu thing. Whatever. Apparently in the book, Dracula in multiple scenes goes out in the sun. He just can't use any of his vampire powers and he's weak in the sun. He doesn't blow up and die.
Or dissolve. Yeah, I've seen that too. Like where they just kind of like,
Now the movie does a little bit get around it because we never see Dracula get hurt by the sun. It's just his thralls. So you could be like, technically we didn't fuck it up. But why do his thralls explode in the sun? I mean, whatever. Just saying. Apparently that's a Nosferatu thing, not a Dracula thing. Dracula's first, Nosferatu's the ripoff.
Thank you for the clarification. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. But my friend Sean is very cultured on specific things, and that's apparently one of them. Other than the tiny little gripes, like I said, it was a good movie. It was paced well. I liked it. The one like gripe from a film perspective I didn't like is the beginning of the movie opens with the boat crashed on the beach and some guy just got off the boat with the captain's log and delivering it to like the officers. So literally from the first scene, if you don't know what's going to happen, if you've never read Dracula, you don't know what's going to happen in this part of the book. You have no idea about the captain's log and journey and crap. You open the movie being like, oh, they don't make it. Cool.
Oh, they give you the ending right in the beginning.
Literally, we know nobody survived on that boat the second the movie starts. So, doesn't matter. Except at the very end, it turns out one guy did survive because he wasn't on the boat. He was drifting on some driftwood off the boat. So he did survive. Everyone else is dead. And that character is not in the book Dracula. So if they decide to make a sequel, this character can't really be in the movie, because if they're doing a one-to-one Dracula like remake interpretation, then this guy didn't exist. And unless they're using this guy to replace somebody that does exist, which again doesn't work, whatever. For what it was, I thought it was great. I just didn't like that they showed me the ending at the beginning. I think the movie would have been stronger if I'm like, wait, do they make it to London? I would have liked
I
that.
have a question for you. Would you watch a detective show if you saw the murderer and knew who the murderer was, but followed the detective trying to figure out?
Depends on how they frame it. Yes is the answer if I don't know what the murder was yet. I don't know how he did it or why. I just know who did it and that he did, for sure. So like in that case, yeah, great. Sure. I need some of the mystery, but if that's not what you're asking, can you rephrase?
Well, that's the thing. Some episodes of Columbo you do get, exactly who does it. They show the murder happen 9 out of 10 times. Like, you know what it is.
Okay.
But you don't
So it's
always know.
So it's like a
the
cold open
full
with the murder?
procedure. Yes, a lot of times.
Okay.
And then you watch this, underdog detective kind of go through the procedural. That's why I'm asking, because it's very similar to that. Like, you just saw what happened, and it kind of ruins some of the mystery of the film. But the way Columbo's written, it's built that way.
Yeah,
So
that's
it might
different.
Be more entertaining for you. You know what I mean?
It has to be like put in that perspective. It didn't work in this movie because the entire movie takes place on the boat, and if at the beginning of the movie, before you meet a single character, they said they're all dead, then you're like, nothing in this movie matters because the movie is already over the second it started.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what happened on the boat. Dracula killed them all. He got away. He's in London now.
You're only getting the how it happened. There's really no other thing of watching it other than to see how it went down.
And I think it would be a lot more interesting to see how it went down if you could even do that, like, out of time thing where they just got to the boat or whatever, but have that throughout the movie where it's like a narrative shift and you go back to them going through the boat and being like, they walk in the room and they see a dead guy and they're like, what the hell? And then you flip through the log and you're like, okay, so this is this guy and this is how he died. I think it'd be a little bit better that way so you can figure out piece by piece instead of being right at the beginning. The whole movie's over already. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, no kidding.
For that movie, I
I
didn't
agree
like
with
it. I
that.
can see it being used well in different vehicles, but that it was not. Now, the other movie we watched was the critically acclaimed Office Space. I assume written and also produced by Mike Judge. I don't necessarily read every credit in a movie, so I know he created it. I just don't know which part of the creation. I assume writing and producing.
Yeah, I'm not sure myself offhand. I'm looking.
Office Space is a movie that I have not realized I have known about for as long as I have. I've obviously seen reference to it because it's a popular movie and it's in pop culture. Like, great example off the top of my head is the scene from Family Guy with Bird is the Word where Brian and Stewie are trashing the fuck out of the record and beating it up. And that's the parody of the scene in Office Space where they smash the shit out of the little printer thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
That's such a good scene.
yeah, I've seen that in other things, not just Family Guy, but that is one where I had seen it and I was like, clearly this is a reference to something. Another one is in Family Guy. Stewie at some point needs somebody to do something and they are like being abrasive to it. So he gets in Gary Cole, who plays the boss in that movie, to come in and do his, I'm going to need you to, and that'd be terrific. And blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and that'd be great. I was
Hey,
like,
Peter,
I never realized what that character was. Like, I knew it was something funny and something popular and something big, because it's like they didn't even use the character's name. They're like Gary Cole or whatever, in the role of that guy. So it was like too many layers removed for me to be like, I don't get it. I know it's something. And I even remember asking my mom, because I figured she would know, because it seemed like something that she maybe would have seen. And she's like, I don't know who that is or who it's supposed to be. And I'm like, whatever. So it's amazing that this many years later, I'm able to just piece together all these pop culture references that I've seen for a decade too, and be like, oh, I get it.
That's where that's.
I get it. Like the gif of the guy Michael looking up and like.
Oh no! Yeah, no. He's up. He's turning his face like he's indignant because of the case of the Mondays woman or something. Like she does a face at him, and he will be one of the few times that a movie can get away with breaking the fourth wall was him pulling that face directly at the camera, just like, because you get it. You're like, I get it.
That entire movie had me because of that. That is the purpose of that movie. Is I get it. Oh, yeah. No, I totally get it. Like the TPS report.
Three bosses telling you.
It had me rolling because no, three bosses telling you is fine. Whatever. I mean, that's annoying, but it happens. It's the fact that it's a brand new policy that just rolled out. He forgot one time, has already corrected it before it was even an issue.
That's it. Yes.
And he's like, oh, I made a mistake. Let me fix my mistake. And then 3 people not only tell him he made a mistake, but that he needs to be better about fixing his mistakes that he already fixed. That is why I was like, all right, this movie's already slam dunking it, because that is an incredible commentary without actually just coming out and being like, blah, 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 and like telling me what you're showing me on the screen.
So the main character,
very smart.
Peter, his name is Ron Livingston. There is the scene where he goes to the therapist with his girlfriend,
hypnotherapist,
and he's like, every day I just feel worse, and everything is just more terrible. So every time you see me, I am quite literally living the worst day of my life. And the hypnotherapist just responds, "That's fucked up, man." And then snaps out of it real quick and tries to help him. This is when I saw that, when this, I was in my mid-20s or early 20s when I first saw it, but in my mid-20s I saw that again and I was like, I'm that guy. I've had that drudge feeling my entire life. And Office Space is one of my favorite movies, if not the favorite movie, and I am post hypnotherapy. When he goes on that date with Jennifer Aniston, he's like, I'm just not going to go to work anymore. I'm not going to pay my bills either. And that is my philosophy with life, period. I'm just not going to do that anymore. If you don't want to do something anymore because it's making you uncomfortable or feel bad, you don't have to. You always have a choice. So,
comfort is my religion, basically. So I get that. You just fuck everything that does not make you happy or vibe with you. I'm just like, nope. And there you go. Another one, Tim. This is a line that I've heard my entire life, basically. And I'm just like, that's just a saying, right? No, that's from that movie. So what would you say you do here?
I go between the engineers and the customers, so that way the engineers don't have to deal with the customers. I have people skills, damn it.
That and right there.
He walks out of the office so dejected.
I think Milton is a great character, and clearly that's why Office Space exists, is because it's based on the comic strip of Milton. And now it makes me want to go read a couple of them, because I'm wondering how accurate Milton is to Milton. Now, something I did know about this movie was the stapler, that the swing line red stapler I didn't know for exact, but my knowledge of it before being corrected to the correct knowledge was swing line had a red stapler, and because this movie was so popular, they put it back into like circulation or repopularized it or whatever. The red stapler basically came from this movie. And I'm corrected in saying, well, there wasn't one before this movie. It was a prop that became so successful that they made it a product line. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I was 80% the way there.
I have this is a, you can see it. Nobody else can. I'm not worried about showing it. But like I have a 1950s swing line number 707. No, this one's a 333. I'm sorry. So like, because of this movie, I now know about staplers. And yes, the red stapler was specifically made.
Now,
for the
I
plot of the
have
movie,
to ask,
and then it was a demand.
it's not
Yes.
clear in the movie. Is it Milton Stapler? Because the boss makes it seem like Milton reappropriated it, and he just hasn't had an issue about it until he needed a power move.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
So
He's
it's
trying
not
to
Milton Stapler.
bully
Milton
Milton.
stole the stapler and
No,
has just been keeping
no,
it.
it's Milton's. No, it's Milton's, and Lumberg is bullying him. That's my opinion. Is Lumberg is bullying him.
Because the reason I'm curious about it is because he tells Bob and Bob that he took it off his desk, insinuating that it was Lumberg's, and he took the stapler, and it's just something he's like, oh, yeah, and by the way, this guy steals shit off my desk. Can you believe this fucker?
Yeah, see, that's him. I think trying to badmouth Milton and make him like he has a specifically a specific disdain for Milton because of the way he looks, and kind of talks, and he just has that.
He's
that
just
big voice
Walter
that does
White
him.
20 years ago.
Yeah, I'll burn his face down. He eat grains of salt on the glass.
He's Walter White in his first marriage.
Yes, no kidding. I think the movie plays out very well. Like it's well. It was written and directed by Mike Judge himself. The screenplay was by Mike Judge, but it was produced by two other people. I
Okay,
don't know,
yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Gotcha. So he created it, handed it off to two guys to be like, all right, you actually make it now. Who did he direct
No,
it, you said?
Yes, he directed.
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So yeah,
Uh,
but like I said, he made it, he created it or whatever, and he handed it to two producers and said, "Go make it." Right? I mean, because that's what producers do.
Well,
They basically put it out, fund it, promote it,
Yes,
circulate it.
He got money. He got money from the studio to make the movie. The producers fund the thing, and then the
Producers
studio
publish it.
No, I think it's the studio itself that distributes it. Like
Okay,
I think it was Fox 20th.
so under the
Century
business
would be-
itself.
right?
But
But
aren't the
those two
producers
guys
the ones
that
who run the
work-
business? Or no, they just run that
Right.
part of that business.
Correct. They're producers, and so you go to like some, I got this idea for the movie. Like Mike Judge showed the screenplay to them. They read it over. They probably said change this, that, and the third. One thing I do know that they actually were forcing him to change that he kind of stuck by was the gangster rap all throughout the soundtrack. Those songs were in that movie because Mike Judge wanted those songs in that movie. Like,
They're
when
important
Michael
to the. It's not just a score. It's a soundtrack that becomes the score.
Correct. And I always have this discussion. The score is more the orchestrated music behind things, not necessarily.
But exactly,
like,
the movie
licensed
doesn't like have
songs.
any of it. So because of that, the music they use in there becomes the score in scenes where they need the
Yeah.
music.
Correct. But the way the movie opens, though, it's Scarface, no tears, and Michael Bolton's like in the car. Like it sets a hilarious tone right from the get go.
I love sight gags, and I brought it up at the beginning of this movie because of this. BoJack Horseman is a fucking fantastic adult animated show. It is very depressing and hard to watch if you're not actually watching it because of the heavy tones and everything like that, and the fact that it's not a good story. It's a great story, but it's not a good, happy story, you know? They throw in sight gags constantly. Like, every fucking bit of the movie is, hey, look at that, or the show is, look at that guy. Look at that thing that's happening over there. Okay, look at that. All right, look at all this depressing shit. Look at that, what's ever happening. Somebody's killed themselves, whatever. There's stuff to look at in the background, all sorts of sight gags. And if you're just, like, walking out to the other room to grab a drink while this plays because you think it's just like an unimportant opening. It really gives you a bit of the character on each of these without actually like introducing you to them. Mike Bolton is like, well, yes, but he tells them to call him Mike at the end because he wants to be slightly disassociated with Michael Bolton, because the singer. So he's like, well, actually, you can just call me Mike. And Bob did not like that.
No, Bob were not having. They celebrate his entire catalog.
Yeah. So when Mike was jamming out in traffic, the homeless guy walks by, and if it was a white homeless guy, would have been no big deal. But he locks the door. Not only does he lock the door, he does it the sneak lock where he's like, so you can't even see that I moved my arm. And I'm going to turn down the radio because I'm not trying to see you. I'm not saying the N-word. All right, anyway. I really like that, because if you're not watching the screen right there, you will completely miss that, because it's just a sight gag.
And then you see Samir with the road rage.
He just
there is banging on the steering wheel, and the old man passing Peter by in the car.
Right, exactly. Where he's completely dead stop, and the old man is passing him up, lapping him in his walker. Yeah, literally from the opening, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a good movie. Okay, good. All right. I literally have no negative notes. The entire movie is fucking fantastic, and even the couple of questions I have don't matter. Like, it wasn't Milton Stapler. I mean, I'm pretty sure, but it doesn't matter. It is, it isn't, doesn't matter. Now, the thing that I asked and then it did get answered is, wait, hold on. So that's the building's burning down, and then you're just like, all right, well, we pulled the money out. It's fine. It's gone now. We burnt the money. That's not how checks work. It's still in the account until it's transferred to another account. A check isn't currency. It's a receipt of currency. So, like,
right.
If you could burn 100 billion checks and no money was lost. As long as another check can be made. So, I was asking, like, wait, so that doesn't make any sense. And then at the very end, you see Milton on a resort or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly cathartic ending, because not only did it answer my question, it gave him the bit of justice, because the entire movie he's just, I could burn the building to the ground. He's just like vaguely threatening. It's like, I could fucking burn this building to the ground. I have a plan. I've been thinking about this.
They literally put him in the basement.
I'm so
spray.
And then turned the lights off on him.
Stopped paying him. We fixed the glitch.
Well, they shouldn't have been paying him anyway. I don't necessarily agree with the situation, but if they let him go and it just clerical error, yeah, that needs to get fixed, because you're losing tons of money for no reason. And this guy is also a security risk because he doesn't work for your company. And if he gets hurt, he's a huge liability. I'm not saying it's right, but yeah, you need to get Milton out of there.
He doesn't. He was working there until they fixed the glitch, quote unquote.
He wasn't working there. Like, he was performing a task at a location. He was not working for Initech. Not legally speaking. And I guess that's the part that matters, is legally speaking.
Right. You and your corporate mindset.
Yeah, and at the very end, even the Hispanic guy is like, ugh, and starts walking away and ignoring him, and he's like, I could shut down this whole resort.
Yeah.
And I bet he could.
I asked for no salt on the margarita.
Oh man, that such a good movie, because it's just comedic in its essence. I described, like, as a joke, like, this guy's just rolling nat 20s the whole movie. Yeah, no, that's basically what he does the whole movie. Is just, he rolls just, success. All right, cool. You want to go on a date? Sweet. All right, you're my girlfriend now? Sweet. I don't have to pay my bills? Cool. I have unlimited money now? All right, whatever. Let me just solve this problem. Let me just solve this problem. He just, anything that comes up that's just a minor inconvenience is nothing but that, because he's just like, all right.
It's it's supposed to show that the state of mind he's in, like he's not stressing about any of these things.
It's
Really.
also like a
Until the
cosmic.
end.
It's like a cosmic force is on his side, though. It's like the Bob and Bob thing is a perfect example of it. He just goes in and he's like, "Dude, I don't do it. I maybe do 15 minutes of work a week," and they're like,
But
"What?"
they've
Oh.
never heard that though. That's why with the other interviews, you saw how everybody was panicky and like fighting for their job. This guy did not give a fuck, and that was something that they never seen before. Bob and Bob. And so you're such a breath of fresh air. You know, like they told him why companies. He told them why companies perform poorly. Exactly that. They make money. I don't see dick. So what's the point of me even being here?
What's the point of me doing more than the bare minimum, which is the other side of his girlfriend's job of being like, what do you think about somebody that does the bare minimum? Like it's a bad thing. I think it's fine. Good on you. The fact that you can get by with the bare minimum and not go overachieve on everything, I wish I could be more like you. You have any idea how envious I am of people at my work that just can just stand there and do nothing?
Well, that's what I can't not do that. I gotta be busy because I gotta pass the time.
I
Makes
can-
time go so slow.
I can stand still for like a couple minutes at a time, but then I'm like, I gotta do something.
And the problem with that is you get rewarded with more responsibility
Yeah,
because you like to stay busy.
Exactly. So, like I said, I get it completely. They're, oh, you don't want to do the bare minimum, do you? Well, then just tell me the minimum is 37, okay? Like, if that's what you want, just tell me that's what you want. It's like, no, I want you
Sorry.
to want it. I don't. Fuck you.
Some trivia. That was Mike Judge, the Tchotchke's manager. We need to talk about your flair with the glasses and he
Oh,
rolls his
okay.
eyes at her. That's actually Mike Judge. The TP, not the TP, the printer where Michael Bolton was like, PC load letter. What the fuck does that
That's
mean?
another
Slaps
one
it.
I've heard my entire life. I've used that joke, not knowing where it was from, you know?
That was not scripted. That showed up. It beeped and interrupted his line, and he got pissed because he was trying to get through the scene. He was doing his line, and then it goes beep, 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 and he's like, PC load letter. What the fuck does that mean? And flips the tray. It just one of those cosmic things that worked out and stayed in the movie. He legit got upset at the stupid printer with, chef's kiss. That's exactly what the point of that printer was, to piss people off.
So, I mean, like, what does it mean? Does it mean the printer couldn't find the operating system for the printer?
That's what I mean. Like nobody knows what the fuck that means. Like you gotta Google it.
Now-
You're gonna
now-
get some sort
now,
of error on an HP printer.
He
from,
clearly, there was clearly
20
more on
years
that
ago.
screen than just the word PC load letter. There's like a whole error or whatever. It's probably like, couldn't boot because of this, blah, 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 PC load letter not found. And he's just like, PC load letter? What the fuck does that mean? Because I know what a load letter is. All of your drives, which is where information is stored on your computer, are labeled.
PC load letter is an error, and I was right. It was an HP printer. You motherfuckers. It's an error message from an older HP LaserJet printers indicating that the PC letter size paper, 8.5 by 11 inches, is not in the tray.
Oh, so it's just, it's PC load letter, like as in paper?
Yes.
So it's PC
Yes.
load letter.
It needs, load letter-sized paper, 8.5 by, which is standard notebook-sized printer paper.
Yeah, standard paper.
All
8.5 by 11.
It also says right underneath that the message has become a cultural reference for confusing or unclear messages. But it is from an HP LaserJet. That is fucking bananas to me. I hate HP.
I love
Printers.
those bits of film because it is a great example of your character becoming more than what you wrote them in. Like, that is absolutely something Michael would have done in that moment, even if it wasn't written. So the fact that it made it in, it's like, well, we have to keep that. That was perfect.
So Mike Bolton does a lot of voice acting work. His name is David Herman. He also used to be on Mad TV back in the day with a lot of other people we know as voice actors now, like I can't think of his name, but Hermes from Futurama. Anywho, David Herman, do you remember the episode, the Slurm episode of Futurama? Where they
Whammy
go to the
wham
Slurm
wham wazzle.
factory? That's David Herman. That
He's
guy
he's
right there,
he's
the
Slurms
whammy-
McKenzie.
He Slurms McKenzie, yes.
Sweet.
That's one of his characters. He does a lot of others, but he does a lot of characters like that you only see. Phil Lamar, thank you, Nodak. That was the other guy. David Herman, Phil Lamar, they are massive voice actors now. And if you know their name, it's because you care to find out who these guys are. You see it everywhere. They're really good. They're very good at what they do.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that. I always love learning a little trivia about that. It's impressive to me personally when a actor is also a good voice actor, because it is a very similar but almost unoverlapping skill set.
Well, with Futurama, like you just said, whammy wham wham wazzle, like he'll never have that line in a movie. It's specific to be,
Because he's a worm man,
actor.
yeah.
He just goes, wow, so over the top with it, and it's crazy. It's like I have a hard time coming up with a character that could be that way. Fantastic talent all around. Being a voice actor, I mean.
Yeah,
Like you said, it's a different skill set.
Yeah, it's similar but different. Like, you can use a lot of your knowledge, but it's not one-to-one. If you act the way you do on screen, unless you have somebody literally across you from face to face, and you two are literally just acting, and then they just record that, that's the only way that I think you can just, like, I'm assuming that's how they get The Rock to do voice acting. They probably have The Rock in a booth and a guy standing there being like, okay, we have to get to the next room, and then go.
Right. I was watching some South Park stuff recently, and their voice acting booth is like a bigger 3-microphone setup. So I would be in the same room with you, and we would be voice acting as our characters to each other to make it feel, or not even, it would feel and sound performed better, where you're not just, like you were saying, it's not one person in a room reading the script and looking at the video. You know what I mean? It's when you got somebody else in the room, I think that is a better thing. But I agree with your point. The Rock probably needs somebody to look at, whereas the older skill of being able to perform just based on the words and the visual with nobody else around you, that's a talent. That's a skill.
Has Billy West been in any face acting roles, or is he only a voice actor? I mean, being on the Stern Show is not what I would classify.
I understand what you mean, and I don't think so. I only know him as a voice actor. Same with John DiMaggio. I've never seen them on or in an acting role on a sitcom or a television show.
Well, to summarize
Law and
Office
Order.
Space, it is a movie I would definitely happy watch again. If somebody was like, I don't know, you want to watch Office Space? Yeah, that's a fucking good movie. Fuck yeah, put that on. I don't even have to say, maybe. Yeah, no, if you say, let's watch Office Space, I'll be, yep, sounds great.
It's one of the few movies I know almost all of the dialogue to. There's not any, like, if we were watching it, I would know the words as we were watching it. There's only a handful of movies that I've watched that many times.
It's impressive that a part of the message is, confidence will get you a lot of the way. Because it's true. If you're confident and carry yourself well and everything like that, you come off better than if you didn't. And 2 times he sticks it to his boss that are absolutely perfect. One, he could have just done all the time, anytime, wherever, and it probably would have worked. The other is just a deliberate fuck you. He's even more hypnotized this day than normal, so he goes around the office and just takes a guy's drill and is randomly just doing vandalism to the office. Now, this is where I don't really like this character, but I'm like, who cares? Whatever. He's being a scumbag right now because he doesn't care about anything. I get that's the point, but like, he's just going around. He destroys a doorknob because, and then he goes to his cubicle and he like destroys the support, and then he sits down and he just knocks the whole wall down so he has a window view on his little office cubicle, and he's just such a cocksucker because he just pushes the whole wall there and leaves it on the floor, and his boss comes around and he's like,
Yeah.
and he's like, hey, do you mind? I gotta go. And he's like, I actually need to talk to you right now. Yeah, but your boss's sort of people are having a meeting with me. And he's like, what do you mean?
With the boss?
And he's like, bye, and just walks away. Now, is he playing custom Tetris right here? Because how the fuck did he pause the game?
That's I guarantee you that is a Tetris clone that was on Windows 3.1 way back in the day.
He paused that game. You can't pause that game.
That's why it's a clone, because somebody made, there was so many Tetris-esque games, like everybody was trying
like
to cash in on
BlockX
that.
or something. Yeah, whatever it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And in that same scene, tiny little bit of continuity. The first scene where he pauses the game, it is a T block that's dropping down, and then whenever it switches to him walking away, the block that's on it is in a different position, and it appears to be a cube block. So continuity error there. But
Yep.
he just walks away, and he's like, "Yep, no, I gotta go to this meeting. See you later, bye." And he's like, "I guess we'll just get this cleaned up for you. Why not?" He's just completely dunking on his boss. And then the last one is he's walking out of the office to do whatever, and his boss does that, like, I'm checking something. Oh, hey. And then, like, steps out in front of him to, like, block his way, and then be like, oh, hey, I'm gonna need, and then he just, whoop, and just walks around him, like as if somebody had just dropped, like, a piece of shit on the floor, and he's like, oh, excuse me, and just walks right around his boss, and he just keeps walking, and his boss is just like, basically that gif of John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, where he's just looking around with his wallet and coat, like, what the fuck? Am I dreaming right now? What just happened? And it's funny because he probably could have done that every single time. Like when he was trying to get out of working the weekend, which has got him into the whole movie, is he could have just been like, let me do my close out. Oh crap, he's coming. And then stand up as soon as he gets over to your cubicle, and then just walk out.
Man, that's a real thing too. The shutdown, having to wait for the write to disk, and seeing the
did the second one, and then the third one is the fourth one, being like, all right, we're confirming it. Cool. So, also, we're going to change your background here because you wanted that too, right? It's like, just shut down.
Yes, it was a whole process, but that was one of the things that I really, I'm going to go ahead and need you to come in on Sunday too. I'm like, fuck this guy.
Are you paying me
know,
overtime? Because maybe, I mean, sure, but like, somehow I feel like I'm not eligible for overtime, and you're going to fuck me over on my wages here?
Well, see, that's the thing. That's something I have a question about. Was Peter hourly or was he salary? Because if he's salary...
Oh, he's salary, then it doesn't matter.
You know, show up when the boss says show up, right? And it's like, if
you have a minimum but no maximum.
Right. Yeah, screw that.
Yeah, that's the reason I've never wanted to work for salary. Unless the salary was fucking fat, I'd have to be like, any time over my like allotted thing, I'd have to start calculating it in hourly wage at that point anyway. Because I'm like, okay, I only get paid for 40 hours, and I worked for 62. So like, how much did I lose or work for free there? Well, I get paid this much normally, so an extra 10 hours, that's this percentage of my check I technically just lost.
Well, and that's it. I was doing this math not that long ago. So $4,000 a month is 48,000 a year. So we'll call it 50. at a 40-hour work week, great, you're making $40 an hour or whatever it is. But now, like you just mentioned, if you add another 20 hours, now you're taking your hourly rate down, and at some point
You're
working
just
for
stretching the
less than
value
minimum
so
wage.
thin really quickly.
Right.
It's like exponentially.
Yeah, it's totally not worth it. And make sure you're in a union if you can.
If I was gonna work
There's
salary,
rules.
yeah. So they can't fuck me like that. Yeah. Do I have any other closing thoughts about the movie? I feel like the character Tom didn't need to be in the movie at all. The
Is
guy,
that's
the
one
guy,
that
the guy
got
with his wife and the guy hit by the
jumped?
drunk driver.
To jump to conclusions, Matt. Yes.
Great idea. That guy could have been Milton. You know, that they could have just merged those two characters, I guess. But I guess you don't want to change Milton because that's what the thing is based on. I don't know. Doesn't feel like Tom needed to be in the movie at all. It feels like a weird C plot that existed.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Because A plot would be them ripping off an attack. B plot
No, I think
is
A
the
plot
romance.
is them fighting against the boss and like trying to deal with the Bob and Bobs. I think that's the main of the movie is dealing with the consultants. I think the B plot is the girlfriend thing. The money thing becomes part of the A plot. I don't think they're separate,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah. You're right, because that does all tie together. No, like that is at least C tier plot.
Yeah, Tom didn't need to be in the movie at all. But that I think sometimes just looking for negatives where you can see them because not everything's perfect. So Office Space isn't
And-
perfect. Tom could have been removed, and it would have been a slightly shorter, maybe better movie, but maybe not. I like to jump to conclusions. That was funny.
I think that's pretty much what it is. Is you were just looking at that joke. I got a great idea. It's like the pet rock. It's $1 million idea. I think his character is there to point that there's always some guy who's working a menial job that in his spare time is working on the next big thing. And it may never, ever happen. And it was bittersweet because now he's got to put up with a tragedy, but now has the money to not have to be that wage slave and go work on his own, no matter how ridiculous it is, pet rock project, So I think that's kind of interesting. But yeah, you're right. It could be removed and nobody would miss it.
I feel like if it was removed in edit and you watched it and somebody mentioned Tom, you'd be like, oh yeah. Anyway,
Oh, here's the thing. I just said
I'm getting
I
hungry.
know that movie in and out. Oh yeah, good.
I
idea.
need to go eat. I'm starting to get a little nauseous, so I'm going to close out the show. I want to thank you very much for joining. And if anyone wants to check out Spurgsnake, they can of course go to Spurgsnake on YouTube and over on Twitter.
Hey.
And of course, if you want to support him, you can go to supertip.gg/snake over on Supertip.
I'll support you.
Yeah, but mine's already in the description, and if they wanted to, they would have already. So go support my friend and spread the wealth around. If you got a couple extra bucks, we all just send it over to each other, and then Melton gets some of it. So thanks, Melton. Do you have any closing words before we get out of here?
I just want to make one quick statement. You brought up his name, that character by name, and it took me a minute to remember who Tom was. I was like, oh yeah, the jump to conclusions man guy.
Right, the fourth guy. It just wasn't. It's I don't know. Weird.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining Dylan. I hope to see you on the next episode. And of course, we have to shout out Dee Dee, Loophole Lady, and Jake Hudson. Thank you so much for joining. You guys really turned the show into something better than it was. And I really hope to see y'all next week. And without further ado, we'll see you next time. Oh, wait, I forgot to play the outro music. That's what I was missing. Sorry. I knew something felt weird there. Thank you for joining, everyone. And until then, we'll see you next time.
Work from Wednesdays, grab your gear. Warsaw.